Hello everyone, my name is Undead Adam, and welcome back to my World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore playthrough, featuring a Troll Mage. As always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the atmosphere. Let's continue. As you can see, we are running right down the path straight in the middle of Durotar back to Razor Hill, and that is because we paid a visit to Orgrimmar to pick up skinning, tailoring, and cooking. On our way up to Orgrimmar, we killed a few scorpids and actually made a decent amount of coin from vendoring their stingers. And that allowed us to get what we needed. It sucks that we had to go all the way to Orgrimmar to get those professions, but now we have them and they will come very much in handy. We're going to be killing a ton of animals, and missing out on all of that extra cash for the skins would be a real shame. We don't want to do that. Perfect example right here. Skinning is going to be primarily used as just a moneymaker. We're simply going to vendor the skins. In my experience so far on hardcore, the economy is very strange. You can pretty much sell stacks of skins for just barely over what you would vendor them for, and when you consider the deposit that you have to make each time you put up an auction as well, it just doesn't make sense to me. We of course have our wand now as well, which is going to make things a lot easier for us. We won't have to eat or drink nearly as much now. So that is great. And also in between episodes, on the way through Orgrimmar, we rejoined our guild called Go Again. Feel free to read the chat as it comes up. We will be seeing deaths pop up here and there in the chat, which is always exciting, and it's also a little less intrusive compared to what the hardcore add-on provides. The hardcore add-on is a very big pop-up alert in the middle of the screen. It's very loud, it's very in your face. But what Blizzard has managed to do is a little bit more subtle, especially with the the guild alerts. And right before I started recording, I noticed quite a few deaths already today in the guild. Some of which at pretty high levels. Which is never good to see, I suppose, but hey, the guild is called Go Again. And that is the very nature of hardcore. Yeah, this wand is definitely making our lives a million times easier. 2 fireballs, wand them down, recover, maybe 80% of our mana back that we used during the fight, and move on. We did pull another, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. And we'll go ahead and eat. And this is more of what I expect as far as our rotation goes and how many enemies we can get to before we drink. I would say about 5 or 6 is really what I'm hoping for. And I do think we'll probably have to start buying some of that milk from the inn instead. I think we're going to need a little bit of an upgrade as far as our water is concerned. Now this place does sort of operate as sort of a pseudo cave-like area. This is a pretty dangerous place. We should be very careful as we traverse through here. Especially because we are in our most vulnerable state right now as a mage. We do not have Frost Nova, we do not have Cone of Cold, we do not have Blink. You know, we have nothing to get away apart from Frost Bolts and just running. Frost Armor is helpful in mitigating some of that damage as well as slowing some of these enemies down. Which is great, but it cannot be relied upon completely. We'll have a little drink. We'll get our food buff up, and we might not be able to. There's a lot of hyperspawns going on in this room currently. It's just not fun. Oh, you know what's not fun? Is getting interrupted as a caster. That is not fun. Let's go back down again. We'll take out Mr. Benedict. We'll pop Berserking for this. And I feel that it was good that we did. He did resist one of them. We've got the key. Let's head up to the top and pick up that bonus quest. I think since we are going tailoring, we should spend a little bit more time here than we normally would on any other character. Because not only are we going to have first aid soon enough, I do have to pick that up in Razor Hill, I forgot about that. But we need a whole bunch of extra cloth for tailoring. And I want to make sure tailoring is leveled up as quickly as possible so that we can make ourselves some bags. ASAP. We are pulling 2 here again. This is already looking kind of sketchy. Oh, yes. Yeah, we're going to keep running. Frost Armor is actually going to save us here. Yeah, imagine if we didn't have Frost Armor here. We'd probably continue to get dazed by 3 mobs, and I don't know. I don't know if we would have made it out without another player's assistance. And speaking of which, I am not seeing too many players out and about right now. I saw a few on the way in, but I am not seeing them anymore. You always feel slower when you're a caster class and you have to drink. It feels like forever, as somebody who primarily plays melee myself. But I think in reality, it's, when you watch a melee character at this level, a warrior perhaps, hit an enemy, it's for so much less damage than, what these fireballs are hitting for example. So you do kind of make up for it by just completely chunking enemies like this. Gotta make sure I pick up this quest. Yeah, I think we're gonna end up doing a lot of grinding in Duratar. On the Rogue, we did end up zone hopping a little bit between Tirisfal and Duratar. I'm not sure if we're going to do the same thing with the Troll or not. We may not have to. I did not do any zone hopping with the Night Elf Warrior. I did all of my leveling in Teldrassil. I basically completed every single quest in the zone and did a bit of grinding in between. And I think that might be what we do here as well. Possibly the only exception being that I'm not sure if we're going to do Dark Storms or not, to kill Mr. Fizzle Darkstorm himself in the valley over here. That whole area is terrifyingly dangerous. You know, I've lost a character to Fizzle, I think we all have. that you know, it's, if you pull Fizzle, you pull like 20 other enemies basically every time. So unless you group with at least one or two other people, it's probably not worth it. I wonder how long it would take just to wand an enemy down here. It's pretty good. I mean, honestly, with that being said, maybe I shouldn't even bother stopping to drink. I'll just keep wanding them. We got a whole big old group here coming in. Oh yeah, they're on a mission. They're gonna tear that place apart. For sure. We won't spend too much longer here. I don't want to spend the entire episode grinding on humans, but I definitely felt that this was important. Oh, I wonder if this warrior's in trouble. I'll give him a hand. Dying at level 6 would not be fun. Alright, I think that may be enough for the time being. Let's head back to Razor Hill to complete those quests, and then we'll make our way down to Senjin Village. And you know what? The more that I think about it now, since we didn't do the Solvent Spirit quests, you know what? Maybe we want to continue to grind here for a little bit longer. We've got 3 quests to turn in. I think it would be a good idea for us to grind just a little bit more. We want to see if we can hit level 8 before we head down south again. That would be the ideal level to go through the Echo Isles in. And we can also pick up some new abilities as well. I'm not sure at what level you get Frost Nova, but it might be level 8. And if that's the case, we definitely do not want to miss out on that before we go down there. There is a mage trainer down there as well, as we learned in the last episode, though. So there is that. We are taking quite a bit of damage here. We got a heal from a shaman, that's very nice. I can't buff him, unfortunately. We're gonna have to buff ourselves in a few minutes as well. Alright, let's head back towards Razor Hill. We will continue to kill whatever lies in our path. Human or animal. Yeah, definitely need the vendor. Might want to do some tailoring as well. To perhaps empty some of this cloth out.
It is too far away. Inventory is full.
Yeah.
I cannot
That's
carry
gonna
it
be tough. I don't want to get rid of the meat because we can cook that. And I have a feeling we're going to run into a similar issue with these scorpions as well. Let's see what they drop. If we end up just buying the bags ourselves, because I'm not sure at what level we learn tailoring, and we will be picking up a decent amount of money from skinning, I wonder if the bags, once we are able to make them, actually sell for a decent profit or not. That is something that I have not checked. Like, would it be better to create the bag or sell the linen cloth? I don't know. I'm not sure if people buy, you know, if players buy bags below 10 slot, you know, from anywhere other than a general goods vendor. You know, are they really that much cheaper to buy on the auction house? We should find out. the next time we are
Inventory
in
is full.
Orgrimmar. Alright, can I get rid of anything else here?
I cannot carry anymore.
Speak of the devil. Hello, small red pouch. We've got the Christmas combo here on our bars, and I love to see it. Let's move everything down. Great timing for this. Then again, there are a lot of new players to World of Warcraft. Hardcore is a lot of people's first experience. And maybe they don't know they can buy bags from the general vendor. Maybe they are already just kind of entrenched into the auction house.
Blood and thunder.
And it's kind of like if you need something, just go to the auction house. Maybe that is all they know.
Go forth to victory.
I guess this is worth it. It's quite a far run. There's nothing else to really do on that end of Orgrimmar normally. But we'll take it anyway. We are also going to pick up first aid. Let's go do that now. We're going to make some preliminary bandages, and then we'll use the rest of the cloth for tailoring.
Magraw. Strength.
Let's make a few. We're not going to need too many of these. We're not going to actually use too many of these. We'll make 7 just to get this stack out of here.
Stronghold.
Yeah, 8 silver's quite a lot for this stage, I would say. So the small brown pouch is at 5 silver at a general goods vendor. How much does it actually sell on the auction house? And how does that compare to how much linen cloth can be sold for? We will have to find that out. Let's see. Do we want to get these cloths out of our bag now? We can start leveling by creating bolts. Obviously, none of this stuff is very good. I think the play is going to be just hold on to the bolts for now. I think we continue to create bolts, as many as we can, with any of the cloth that we do get, so that we can get as many skill ups as possible with just the bolts. And then we can move on to all of this other stuff. Maybe the next trip back. I do feel a little bit better with an extra bag now, at least. So I don't necessarily feel the need to buy another one, although it's tempting. We do have to level our skills though, because this quest turn-in should allow us to get to level 8.
What do you need? For the Horde!
And I totally forgot about this bag. That's an extra 4 slots. That's awesome. Well, there you go. I feel even better and even less tempted to buy another bag. And we are level 8 now, so we can get new skills, but the mage trainer is in Senjin Village. I don't believe there is one in Razor Hill, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take a quick look inside, but yeah, I think we may have to go to Senjin Village to get new skills. I don't know if that's too much of a problem anyway, as level 10 can be achievable, I want to say. Yeah, just the priest trainer. Level 10 could be achievable with the Echo Isles quests alone. Let's open up our map and take a look. So we're going to want to work on a Solvent Spirit on the way down this coast here, because we can also pick up toolboxes off the coast as well for one of the Razor Hill quests. So let's head out this way. We'll kill some wildlife along the way, level up our skinning. And there should be very few players there, and the players that are there are going to be looking for those gnomish tools. And they will not be looking for the pygmies or the makuras. Oh, well, it looks like somebody else has been over this way. It might not be a bad idea to follow the trail here. Pick up some free skins. Scorpids feel particularly nice to grind on compared to some of the other wildlife, as they do drop some pretty nice gray items. I killed a couple of Scorpid on the way to Orgrimmar, and I think it's their eyeballs that sell for like almost a silver, which at this level is a ton for one gray item.
It is too far away. I need to get closer. It is too far away. I need to target something first.
Gotta be a little bit careful while we're in the water. Yeah, geez, I'm like so used to the undead the breath bar. Man, it's flying down. That's crazy. Very funny how WoW physics work. And these fireballs must be pretty freaking hot to be traveling through the water like this. See if we can quickly obtain one of these, perhaps? Yeah, I'm not seeing any. A lot more competition over here than I would have expected. I normally don't see anybody over here, come to think of it. I also need to be very cognizant of my mana bar in the water as well. There will be no drinking whatsoever. So I need to rely on my wand as much as possible. Or swim over to these more faraway boats, I suppose, as well, to regenerate my mana back. Hopefully we can get at least 2 in this ship. There we go. Let's take a quick peek around the corner here. Right, we are getting hit. We're going to go back to the surface though. Not seeing anything else over here. We'll head a little bit. We'll head a little bit closer to shore. Aha. It's very possible that these can respond very quickly as well. Just as the named mobs now do.
That spell is
Only 2 more mucus to go. Not sure how far this mountain range goes. We might have to go all the way around. Suppose we'd have to take a pretty long route anyway on land, so maybe we just keep going. Try to pick up the rest of that mucus. I hope all of you are having a great day today. And I hope you are having good luck as well in your runs. McCasker. I have never ever seen this named NPC in my life. Is that for a class quest, perhaps? I mean, it's not a rare spawn. Very interesting. We're not going to screw around with him. He's 4 levels higher than us. We have no way of escaping. We don't really have any way to control him apart from frostbolts and kiting, which is going to be pretty difficult in an area like this. There's kind of just a little bit too much water. But that's one of my favorite parts about this game. That even 20 years later, you can learn something new. You can see something that you've never seen before. And you can still create new memories despite the thousands of hours I've probably put into this game over the years. And yeah, maybe that's why Classic is so popular. There's always new secrets to find, new moments to experience. Looks like we can pick up some free skins before we head into Senjin Village. Just free money laying there on the ground. We got another death in the guild, only level 15. Kolkar Invader. Where are there Kolkar in the Barrens? Oh, I guess in all of the oases, right? Yeah, level 15. Maybe he was trying to do Hezrul. And maybe he got him. But one of the bodyguards ended up being his demise. Maybe that's it.
Greetings, man.
Already at 14 silver. That's not bad at all.
What be on your mind? You careful.
And one of the most powerful early quest rewards in the game. Sticky glue is absolutely ridiculous. It served us very well in the rogue, despite us not making it all the way through.
Relax.
But it saved our butts a couple times. Alright, now I don't know if there's any reason to pick up arcane missiles. I'm pretty sure it's worse than both Fireball and Frostbolt in almost every single way. Probably one of the most least mana efficient spells out there. I don't think we want rank 2 of Frostbolt either. Because the only reason we are going to be using Frostbolt for any reason is for the slow effect, just the quick slow. I don't believe there's any other reason to use it, so yeah, all we got here is Polymorph. Now, that's still an amazing ability, and that is kind of an oh shit button when you think about it. This can get us out of a sticky situation. It can allow us to take on two enemies at once that we maybe didn't want to pull. This will buy us more time, for sure. So, not a bad ability to pick up. I think we'll get more use out of Frost Nova, but I'm sure we'll be getting that shortly. And as always, every time I level in the Echo Isles, all of the tigers are dead. Yeah, the tigers are definitely the most difficult definitely the most difficult quest to complete in this area. Their fur has a low drop rate. The number of enemies themselves are very sparse, and they're kind of sprinkled in between all of the islands, so you have to do a little bit of island hopping, you have to do a little bit of swimming in between. At least we can pick up the skins along the way. There are quite a lot of players at this point that still have not even gone to Orgrimmar, so there are a lot of players that don't have skinning at this point. You know, unless they got it from Tirisfal. So it's much easier to pick up skinning over in Tirisfal Glades than it is over here in Durotar. Got one tiger alive here.
It is too far away.
We are also going to have to get used to other players tagging mobs before us, even while we're casting. Especially after we pick up Pyroblast, because if we plan on using that for, you know, as our opener for most enemies, we're going to get a lot of tags stolen from us, for sure. 6 seconds is just far too long to tag something. And even worse, sometimes it'll be resisted or miss. And that's going to feel extra bad. We're getting some good luck on this tiger fur, at least. That's good. It looks like we've kind of showed up just in time, or just at the right time. The other cool thing about Fire that I'm excited about is a lot of their best talents come pretty much immediately after hitting level 10. Which is not so much the case with Frost. With Frost, you have to kind of wait a little bit. It's still great because, I mean, Frostbolt is still just a great spell. But it doesn't reach its full potential until much later, whereas Fire really comes online almost immediately, which most specializations can't even say, honestly. And that has to be the fastest I have ever completed the Durotar Tiger Furs. Ever. Ever. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I think on my rogue when I came down here, I literally went through all of these islands at least twice. Including the big central island as well, before I was able to get all my furs. So I think we're going to end up saving a lot of time here. We do have to get the raptor eggs at some point, which I don't know how many we can really get on the big island here. But that's okay. Those usually come a lot easier anyway. I did group with somebody the last time that I was here, and it definitely made things a ton easier. I think maybe we do the same. Let's see if this warlock... Yeah. We also did this on the rogue, though, which was a ton easier because we had gouge. We had the ability to kick. We do not have that ability here with the mage. So whenever these guys start healing, they're just going to heal. Unless we kill them pretty immediately. Well, the stamina reduction isn't too fun, but the strength at least doesn't matter too much on this character. Shit, look at that, he's already up. He's already back up. Let's see what this warlock wants to do. Let's see if he still needs to take some out. We'll help the warrior out. Honestly, applying Corruption and Curse of Agony, it's not going to do a whole lot here. Even with one fireball and just wanding them down. You know, it's not doing too much. Probably just best that he shadow balls these alongside my fireballs. But, I mean, it doesn't matter too much. We're at such a low level still. Wow, I grabbed aggro just for my wand. Alright, I mean, it looks like he's got what he needs.
I am out of range.
Ooh, so close. Oh my. Let's sheep this one. We'll sheep this. Oh, we'll take out the Hex Troll. Oh my god, this is getting very sketchy already. I thought I had used my potion earlier, luckily we didn't, so we do have that.
I need
very scary even for 2 players. That's crazy. I think the imp is dead as well. I can't heal yet. Let's just use up all our mana to burst him down. Oh, I'm stupid. Oops. I meant to use my wand there. Close. I mean, that's what hyperspawns can do to you. That is what hyperspawns can do to you. And Polymorph was extremely clutch there, but as far as running away, Frost Nova would have been even better. I felt that running away wasn't even an option there. Probably wasn't much of an option there. All right, so all we have left are the raptor eggs. And we kind of tore through this pretty quick. We are unfortunately nowhere near level 10 though, which makes it tempting for me to stick around and grind a little bit, but the voodoo trolls are just such a pain in the butt with that heal. It's going to cause us to be very inefficient. We're going to lose a lot of mana. So maybe we just avoid level 10 for now. If we need to run to Orgrimmar, we need to run to Orgrimmar. Nothing else to it. Unfortunately, we got no eggs over here.
Ability is not ready yet.
You have any eggs for me up here? My goodness, they're all picked clean. And of course now I'm having the issue with the quests that I normally don't have issues with. This tiger is A little bit of pain. There we go.
It is too far away.
Alright, no eggs here either. We're gonna go wrap around to the other side of the island. Then we'll head back over that way to the smaller islands. Alright, no eggs. Let's move on. We're filling up our inventory nicely. Did get a little bit of cloth. It's not really a whole lot. Ooh, we've got some eggs over here. Looks like CodexLite actually missed these. Normally CodexLite is very good at pinpointing the exact locations of quest objectives. So it is odd to see it a little bit off here. We'll definitely be hitting level 9. But unfortunately not level 10. Even if we do the Ascension Village attack plans here with the Centaur, I just don't think it's going to be enough. Turning in quests at Razor Hill and even doing Razor Mains, you know, during the encroachment quest, we're still going to have to head all the way back down here if we want to level up our skills, or go all the way to Orgrimmar, which I feel like is farther. Should probably go ahead and grab a thumbnail, shouldn't I? I think the Echo Isles will do. Alright guys, and I think I'm going to stop it right here for now. In the next episode we will continue to level in Durotar. I think we'll continue to level into Durotar the entire time. I don't think we'll do any zone hopping to Tirisfal. And we'll head straight into the Barrens from there. Hopefully we hit level 10 as well. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.